Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. We have some very interesting price action, some good trading setups for BTC, so I suggest that we right away start diving in. Please make sure that you like and subscribe, click on the bell, click, and also you don't miss anything. Let's get started. This is how we left the chart yesterday, and I gave you a few trading setups. I said a short scalp and maybe a swing trade long, one after a range being made. Then we have the golden pocket, and then we have a golden pocket here. Yesterday we had some interesting price action because right at New York Open, I'm quickly going to zoom in here on the 5 minute. This was exactly when New York opened. Price started pumping up and then eventually just rolled over and then came down. Well, I gave you the first short. That was an S&P from that high. I'm quickly going to zoom out on the 4 hours so that you can see what I mean. There was this high right here from this whole range, but I have to be honest, price went much higher, 2%, so you cannot really call it anymore an S&P. Some people took that trade. In hindsight, what really happened is that we took out liquidity from these highs right here. Here you can see you have some highs. They're not all too sexy, but that's this one right here. And now I'm gonna go back, and then you can see very clearly that price came up and eventually lost it again. Actually, it was slightly higher like this, and then eventually lost it again. So yeah, I wouldn't blame you if you did not take that short, but that was actually the first short idea. And then I said I gave you a long, but we first need to create a range. It's funny because already for the last couple times I gave you the highly likely trades and the less likely trades, and the less likely trades are playing out, and that was this one, because I said, well, first you need to form a range and then you need to grab the liquidity before we're going higher. And that's also exactly what happened. So if you took that long, congratulations. Matter of fact, I also updated you here on Twitter. I gave you the critical update, said I flipped completely bullish after the close of 65,000 and taken out the high and close above point of control. And then I also gave you the update as discussed. Short, not really anymore an SFP, but it is what it is. And the longest liquidity grab, and CME needs to take the highs. That was the absolute requirement. This is the chart of the CME. You can also see here we took the highs here, so that was actually a good and valid trade setup. So I updated you on Twitter again. Congratulations if you took the trade. What do we have for today? We could have an SFP from yesterday's high. It looks like that we are going to reach it as we speak. That could be a short trade, but actually I think that this puppy wants to go higher. If we look at most of the market Cipher indicators, it just looks super strong, and again has the same character that have we seen already for a couple days. Very hard to get in, not clear back testing. I mean, look at this, we're just dancing here around VWAP. This is by the way on the hourly. It is just not such a nice and clear price action, but we have to deal with what we get. There you go, previous day high is now taken out. Let's see how this reacts. So we also need to move our FIB retracements in case we do get a dump and we get a good retracement. Maybe we can get an even better long setup. Then you can see that of course these golden pockets are then moving a bit to the upside, and this one actually can still work out. You need to take out then the low from yesterday. So let's say we would do eventually something like this. Let's say it goes a little bit higher and then we're coming down. Then you can have a very nice bullish divergence on the lower time frames. Of course you cannot have them here on the hourly. On the lower time frames where you take out this low in that golden pocket, that will be a nice retracement. The early longers get stopped out, and that could be a good long trade. And then of course the long still from the bigger golden pocket here at 62 is still in play, but as it looks right now, I don't think we're going to get it. This, by the way, starts off then from approximately 64,000. This low here yesterday was around 64,800. So really see this as an area, see this as a zone. I would actually also wait maybe for a little bit of structure, then eventually to get in. So zoom in then on the 5 minute if you want to take that trade. If we go higher, I've said this already a couple times, since we now took out this high, we're closing a nice daily and 4 hourly candles above, is that there's actually not a whole lot above. So the liquidity run might start very soon, and I think you can see all-time highs very fast. Matter of fact, I would not be surprised if we see a new all-time high in the next 2 weeks, so this month. Mind you, it's actually not that far anymore. That is 8% ish to get to a new all-time high, and we all know in the land of crypto that is not even a whole lot. So yeah, that is a little bit frustrating if you're not into it long, if you missed it here like me. So then you need to find something else. Of course, from the bottom here up was 25%, but now this is all that is left. And like I said, it just looks super strong. Also here, look at this, the 4 hour very high up. The daily still looks incredibly strong. It's very stupid to short this or to think you get a short swing trade. Also here on the 1 hour, this looks like this puppy just wants to keep on going. Also the other bigger time frames like the 2 day, the weekly, we have talked about it already yesterday. It just looks super strong. So do not jump into the front of this train, because you will get absolutely wrecked. Therefore I said every short is a scalp. Half a percent, and then I'm out. But especially the longs should be the swing trades. Like I said, we have most likely a liquidity run ahead of us. Then you can see crazy candles, so you have to play this very locally. Is there still something to take very locally? So let's say we are not getting this short trade now. Then of course with it from this low. If else, I would wait till New York to open, and then maybe something very locally from the view up. You can see that kind of now lining up with the golden pocket. So let's say we would now go lower eventually, then during New York we're touching that view up, golden pocket, and then eventually to go higher. That is 67 260 to 67 300. 67 260 to 67 300. Of course, if price keeps on pumping, then we need to adjust this a little bit. So make sure that the golden pocket is at and around the view up, and looks how this reacts. Therefore, for now, I would not open a trade. I would just wait for New York to open, because you have seen yesterday how extremely volatile that was. It was exactly at the minute that New York opens. Boom, 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 higher, boom, 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 lower, big liquidity run, and then just overnight a very slow grind, higher, higher, higher. Yeah, that, like I said, is just slowly grind higher, hard to get in. And then before you know it, you're up again a couple percent, and before you know it, you're looking at the all-time high again. And that is a absolute ferocious bull market, and that is what we have seen already a million times for BTC. If there is something developing, and if there is a very juicy trading setup in between, I will post it on Twitter, so make sure that you check that out a couple times. And then I would like to thank you again for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. See you guys very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.